For this video, we'll be talking about pop art. But before getting into pop art, I believe it is important for us to first understand what is art. Well, art could mean different things to different people. And personally, I see art as a reflection of society. For centuries, we see different art movements emerge and end. And each art movement have different motifs and also representing different society and idea of its own. In addition, I also believe that art should also be about the artist's freedom to express their creativity. Art should be the tool that allows people to feel free and able to express themselves. And just like any other art movement, pop art began when the artists believed that the art before them can no longer reflect their society properly and that it is too pretentious. So the young artists at the time believed that it was the right time for them to start a new movement where they can create art from their creativity that also reflect their society. So what exactly is pop art? Pop art is an art movement that began in Britain and America in 1950 and reached its peak in 1960. Pop art is known for its bold image, bright color, and repetitive approach, which was inspired by mass production. It actually began as a revolt against traditional approach and view as to what art should be like. The young artists felt that what they see in art school and what they see in the art museum have no connection to what they see and do in their everyday life. Hence, they believe that it is time for them to create an artwork whose imagery reflect their society, the thing they see around them, and the thing that they love. And those artists get their inspiration from media, the Hollywood movies, advertisement, product packaging, pop music, and even comic book. So the people in the 50s and 60s fell in love with pop art, but just like any other art movement, this art movement also received its fair share of criticism. And those criticisms are mainly circulated around how they think that pop art is not an art. And they believe that pop art has ruined the meaning of art in general. From watching episode 7 of The Shock of the New, we could already see that Robert Hughes is not a fan of pop art. He didn't like the idea of pop art at all. And according to him,
compared to the media, art's a small thing. It's just a vibration in a museum, really. And it deals with what hasn't already been said. It isn't even a very good religion. But once it gives up its claims to seriousness, it's shot. The pop sensibility and its ironies nearly took these claims away, dissolved them in the doctrine.
Is pop art really bad as what Robert should claim it to be? I personally like pop art, and the main reason why I like pop art is because of its idea. I love how pop art is not meant to be complicated, but it is meant to be easy to enjoy, easy to understand, and mostly made for entertainment purpose. And I personally find pop art to be more approachable than any other art movement, as it does not contain any hidden meaning and it does not require the audience to sit down and try to break down and analyze the meaning of its image. A painting by Giorgio de Chirico, one of the famous painters that influenced Surrealism, and this painting called Mystery and Melancholy of the Street. To be able to understand this artwork, the audience would need to analyze many different aspects of it, including the shadow of the girl, the shadow of the statue, and even the differences between the bright and the dark color palette of the building. For pop art, like mentioned, the audience do not need to do all those analyses to understand the meaning of the painting. As a matter of fact, if an artist wants to pass a message through their work, they would just write the message in text onto the artwork. To explain in detail, we look at Keith Haring artwork as an example. Haring is a pop art artist and also a social activism. He was actually tested positive for HIV, and after that, he started to create artwork that meant to raise awareness about this disease and other social issues as well. This one of his paintings called Ignoring Equal Fear. And at the bottom of the painting, we could see the word Silent Equal Death and Fight It, Act Up. Without having to do deep analysis, the audience could already understand the meaning of this artwork just by reading the word they wrote at the top and at the bottom of it. So from that painting, we could see that Haring wanted to tell the audience that they should stop ignoring that disease. And like always, if we wanted to fight against something and to actually win that fight, people need to start speaking up about it. People need to share their experience that could help other people. And in order to win that fight against AIDS, Haring encouraged people to acting up against the social norm where they view AIDS to be that social taboo that they can even talk about. So this aspect where the artwork is easy to understand is what I really like about pop art. I believe that there are people who find it hard to understand the meaning of art or the meaning behind any artwork. But pop art could be that first step that bring the people to understand art and enjoy art in a light-hearted manner without having to do deep analysis on the imagery of art. So, different from what Robert should claim that pop art would finish art, pop art would ruin art, I instead believe that pop art would be that stepping stone that could bring more people to understand art, to enjoy art, and to appreciate the value of art. Because art is never just a painting, it's never just an image on a canvas. Art holds a lot of meaning, it holds a lot of story within them. It could be the reflection of society, a reflection of culture from different periods of time. So it is important for people to understand art, and it would be a luxury that people could enjoy and appreciate art.
Make me thrill as only you know how. Sway me smooth, sway me now.